What is your secret that you can't tell anyone because it will probably ruin your life? I have no idea what I'm doing at work. My childhood friend has 2 siblings that he doesn't know exist. They're twins. Around 2 years old now. I promised to keep it a secret. My dad and his dad are close friends. My dad is quite the gossip. And spilled every last detail to me. Apparently their father, handsome, tall, a sports prodigy, slept with a doctor who lied about being on birth control so that she could give birth to his children, who she claimed had superior genetics. She was his former doctor who pulled up his private records in order to score a date with him as she had all his contact info at hand. Never wanted child support or even a father in her kids' lives. Just an involuntary sperm donor. Very weird. I sometimes have the strong urge to run away from my life and start over. It may not ruin it but won't be good. I was once at a party for my nephew's birthday and really had to go. I noticed they had a basement bathroom. So while cake was being served, I dropped a deuce that could peel paint. I was able to sneak in, out without anyone noticing. Fast forward to after the party and my Sil and Bill were complaining about 2 other family members clogging the upstairs bathroom and stinking up the basement. They complained that the smell lasted for days after that and it had to be professionally cleaned. To this day, they blame the other couple to the point that they get angry discussing the topic. TLDR. I'm a mystery pooper. I won the lotto. Haven't told anyone or changed my lifestyle. I'm still going to finish my degree in data science. So I can say my money is from a new job. Edit. Thank you for the kind words. To answer some questions. Winnings just surpassed the 8-figure mark. Minus $10 on Quick Picks. Why would a DS play the lotto? Well, I'm not one yet. But just for shits and giggles every once in a while. Yes. I know the odds. But that 0.000000024% chance could be you, ha ha. My cakes aren't homemade. That I lose focus if you talk to me more than 7 seconds and I have no idea what you're talking about after that. Here's something that helped with my ADD. I fall asleep every night in horror because my former best friend and I haven't talked in 3 years. Because for her 21st birthday we both got massively blackout drunk and smoked. I have no idea what happened that night. But she's never answered a message I've sent since. I used to work for organized crime. But decided to leave. They tried having me killed multiple times so I fled the state and go by a different name now. All my passwords are the same word with different combinations of numbers and punctuation marks. I have continued to use the Reddit app during the blackout period. My 54-year-old secret would ruin several lives. My childhood best friend's little brother is actually my son. And his children are my grandchildren. Those cookies I bought to the company picnic were store-bought from a small bakery in town. Then I put them in my Tupperware. See you in hell. I just love how all of the stories here are either on September 3rd at 2:37 a.m. I went to a truck stop and murdered someone in the bathroom, or my homemade cookies aren't homemade. I didn't stop doing martial arts because I was annoyed that they took in a kids group and we were expected to help coach them while still paying for our own classes. I stopped because fighting other men made me horny as hell and that was not a context in which I wanted to interact with kids. And then I realized how fucked up it was that I was fighting other guys for my sexual gratification, while they just saw it as fighting. Period. So fighting on a whole kinda got shameful and disgusting. So I quit. I stopped working at work 1 year back. I have no idea what the fuck they want from me because I watch 12 hours of shows on my laptop and work for 30 minutes a day by attending a team huddle and staying on mute. 5 years before my stepdad died of Alzheimer's and leukemia, I noticed he was very quiet in the evenings when I visited him and my mum. I asked him, "Why don't you want to talk a bit more?" Quote, to which he responded, "If I don't say anything I can't say anything wrong." I took it to mean that he was afraid of conflicts with my mum, and said that I would want to hear anything he had to say. After he died I realized why he said what he said. I was at a lunch with him when he tried to ask me something but put in completely wrong nouns. Nonsense choices. And every time he did that my mum started laughing and said, "Ha ha ha. Now you've totally gotten things weird." Quote. She didn't know she was being condescending because she didn't know he was getting advanced dementia. None of us knew then. And she just brushed his mistakes off as being silly mistakes. She couldn't know it shamed him so much that he stopped talking. Since he didn't trust his words anymore, nor his sense of balance. I will never ever explain this to my mum. Not even if I am super angry. I would do unretractable damage to my relationship with her. She mourned him deeply. Edit. To the heartless people insulting my mother over this post. She stood with my stepdad to the very end. Sat with him in his room in the nursing home when he sometimes would scream for a half hour in mortal dread as he realized the consequences of his worsening condition. Those days would completely crush her. She suffered more than anyone I know have done. And also saw her own dad die of cancer in her youth. So you know nothing of her sacrifice. You can't trick me into ruining my life. At Christmas. My family loves my homemade eggnog. It's just high-end store-bought eggnog and I put in 1 to 2 tiny pieces of eggshell to make it look like they were missed when I strained the eggnog. I don't have any. I am incapable of keeping my mouth shut.